Hello! In this video, I'm going to show you something I'm really excited about. I've improved on my last video when I made this ultimate survival stick for $30. So I actually improved it. So I made it even more ultimate. So I'm going to show you how I did that in this video. So I've been using this stick for about 20 hikes now. And about 10 hikes in, I was noticing that, I really like it. I like the heft, I like the weight of it, but it wasn't quite tall enough. So I'm about 5'5", and this stick is around 42 inches long, maybe 41, I don't know. But it's a good height for me if I'm walking on a flat plane, but if you hike, you don't walk on a flat plane hardly at all. You usually are going up and down. And when you go downhill, what I was finding is as I'm going downhill, I'm like wishing that it were a little longer because, when you go downhill, you have to reach down, and it would be so much nicer if this stick was just a little longer. So I did some research and I figured out how to add an addition on this. Now, before I get into how I added to it, I want to address, because I actually did see a question in the comments and it was a really good question. So I answered it, but in case you didn't see the answer and you're the same person who asked the question, somebody had asked me if you could turn this into a blow stick. And I actually already thought of that. So I actually ordered darts that would fit into the inside of it. But the problem is, and I don't know how to explain this, but the top of each section is different from the bottom of each section. So the top is around 6/8 of an opening in diameter, and the bottom of each section is about 7/8 in diameter. So it's not a consistent diameter inside. So no, blow darts won't work, but that was a really good idea. And I had that idea myself, but it doesn't work. I tried it. So anyways, thank you for asking that. That was a really good question. Anyways, this is how I've improved on my walking stick. So if you watched my last video, you know I was able to cram all of this stuff inside. So the last stick came with a compass, a whistle, a fire starter, with a ferro rod, a bunch of fire starter, which is dryer lint, and then several iodine sticks. It came with 2 knives included in the kit. I added, 12 Band-Aids, an eye mask, a screwdriver with both Phillips head and flathead. That came with the stick as well. A little tube of toothpaste, a toothbrush, a sewing kit, and let's see what else. Oh, a pen. The pen lid, I wrapped 14 yards of fishing line, and then I wrapped the body of the pen in jute string. Then 4 spring hooks and 2 bait hooks, and then the tip of the walking stick. So I made a list of those things. This is what I was able to fit into, and then after I put it all together, I also added 5 more iodine swabs and 12 doses of aspirin. So that's what I was able to get in my old stick. So this is my improved stick. So I have added about 10 inches of length to it. I'm going to show you how I did that. But you can see this was where my old stick ended, right around that neon paracord. So I added all this length to it, and I really like it. It's way better on hikes going up and downhill. Actually, I like having that added length. So I think now with the added length, it's about 52 inches long, and I don't know, I just really like it now that I've improved on it. So I was going to show you how I got the improvement. So this is what I did. I went back to Temu. Temu's where I got the original stick. And the original stick was about $20. So this is not a very good deal because just this little length of 10 inches is $15. So, but it's still, that's not super high. $15 in the grand scheme of things is not a lot. So what this extension comes with is a butter knife, which I wish it came with a spoon, but I couldn't find anything with a spoon. If only it were a spoon, but I mean, when would you ever need a butter knife in an emergency situation? I don't know. But it does come with a fork, which is really handy, and it has all those little multi-tools in it, in the fork itself. And it has the 2 added extensions. Each extension is about 5 inches. It's a little over 5 inches. The old stick, each section was about a little over 7 inches. So these sections are a little smaller, but it works. And I'm telling you all this because if you went to Temu and you bought a walking stick and this extension piece, they fit together. So that's good to know. And it also has a little glass breaker on the end and a compass, which I took the glass breaker part off so I could screw it into my walking stick. But so yeah, the fork, this is not what the knife looks like, but it has these different little wrench pieces that nobody ever uses, but they always put in multi-tools. So that's kind of what it looks like by itself. And anyway, you get the idea. All right, so let me show you what I added to the interior. So first I took the butter knife part out because you don't need a butter knife in an emergency situation. Anyway, and you know, the stick itself already has 2 other knives, so I don't need a butter knife. So I took that part out. And what I added, I didn't add a whole lot, but I like what I added. I added this metal toothpick, which I'll show you what that looks like in a second. I do have a pen in the rest of my stick, so I thought, you know what, I should probably add some Post-it notes. That would be a good thing to add. And then this is a little spray bottle. It's actually a spray bottle of hand sanitizer, but what I did was I opened it up and I added citronella oil, like essential oil. I added some citronella oil to it, and so this is bug spray now. And it's still on my hands. It smells like bug spray everywhere. So my thing about this is, even though it's inside my stick, it's still, you can still smell it from the outside of the stick. So maybe just having it in the stick will be enough to deter bugs. I don't know. Right now it's winter, so I'll have to tell you in the summer if it works. But even if it doesn't, I can always open my stick and spray it because, you know, it lasts it's very pungent. All right, then it has the fork extension, and then I also added a tube of chapstick, so that's helpful too. So I actually had to finagle some things around to get that chapstick to fit. I actually put the chapstick in the lower part, but what I moved around is I took the earplugs and the aspirin out of the bottom, and I was able to fit the chapstick in the bottom, and I added the earplugs and the aspirin to the upper part. So it all fit back together nicely. And all together, my stick used to weigh, I think, 18 ounces. With the additional extension and all those other little items, it now weighs 23 ounces. So it's only a difference of 5 ounces. So the whole stick weighs just over 1.5 pounds. So it's a good weight. It's not too heavy, but I like the fact that it has weight to it because I feel like it's substantial. I feel like I'm not going to break it while I'm walking. This is what the toothpick looks like. You unscrew the part like that, and then you screw it together, and it's a nice tool to have, not just for toothpick, but there's a lot of other uses you can use with that toothpick. I also like the fact that it's a little longer because I can do these kind of back stretching exercises as I'm walking. I will start out at this movement here, and then I roll it up my back and then walk like that, and it's really comfortable to walk that way, and you can stretch out your upper back. So I really like my stick. I really think it's so much more improved and all around. even if I don't use anything on the inside, it's worth it to me that it's longer for the reasons that I've stated, but I just really like it. I love how long it is. It's the perfect length for me, especially for going downhill. But anyway, it's a lot more comfortable too to hold it just above the paracord. I don't know. Just for me, I prefer it. So anyways, thank you for watching, and I hope this gave you some ideas. And I hope you have a great day, and stay safe out there. Bye.